A millionaire comes home early and discovers a shocking secret about his ranch. Let's jump right into it. The vast, sprawling ranch had been in Jebediah's family for generations. It was a testament to his forefathers who had built their lives and livelihoods on the land. Now Jebediah was a wealthy man, a self-made millionaire who'd struck it big in the oil fields. But despite his fortune, he was a man of the land, a rancher through and through. He had returned to his ranch every summer from his big city life, finding solace in the wide open spaces and the simple routine of ranch life. This year would be no different. He was looking forward to spending his vacation riding horses, working cattle, and just breathing in the fresh air of his beloved ranch. As his plane touched down at the small airstrip near his ranch, he couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. Looking over the property, he saw the well-maintained fences, the grazing cattle, and the lush fields. It looked like paradise. But little did he know that paradise could turn into hell in a matter of minutes. As he stepped out of the plane, he noticed something unusual. There were tire tracks that weren't there before, tracks that indicated heavy machinery. Curiosity piqued. He decided to investigate. The tracks led him to a part of the ranch he rarely visited, a secluded area with a small barn and a few outbuildings. As he rounded a corner, he saw a bulldozer, its engine still warm, its tracks imprinted in the soft earth. But it was what was in front of the bulldozer that made his blood run cold. There was a gaping hole in the ground, a hole so big that it looked like a giant had taken a bite out of the earth. And as he stared into the hole, he saw something that made his heart sink. At the bottom of the hole, half hidden in the dirt, was a safe, a large steel box with a thick digital lock. It was a sight that sent chills down his spine, a secret that someone had been hiding on his ranch. A secret that was now brought to light by the careless movement of a bulldozer. The millionaire felt a surge of emotions, confusion, anger, and fear. What was that safe doing on his ranch? Who put it there, and why? As a successful businessman, he knew the importance of security. He took measures to protect his assets, both physical and financial. So the fact that this safe had been on his property all along, and he'd only just noticed it, was alarming. He cautiously approached the bulldozer, his eyes scanning the area for any clues. He checked the engine, hoping to find some indication of who had been operating it, but it was no use. The engine was relatively new and showed no signs of identifying information. He then turned his attention back to the safe, trying to figure out how to open it. He knew that it wasn't just a regular safe. It was a high-security vault, the kind used by banks and other institutions to store valuable items. Time seemed to stand still as he stared at the safe. His mind raced, trying to come up with a solution. He tried the obvious, the combination lock, but it was no use. The lock was sophisticated and didn't seem to want to give up its secrets easily. Just when he was about to give up, he noticed a small, almost imperceptible inscription on the side of the safe. It was a laser-etched symbol, one that he couldn't quite place. He rubbed his eyes, trying to get a better look. The more he stared at the symbol, the more familiar it seemed to become. Suddenly, it hit him. The symbol was from a private security firm he'd once used. He vaguely remembered using them to transport some very important documents to his ranch, documents that contained sensitive information about his businesses. Could this safe hold those documents? Was that why they had put it here? He tried to remember, but his mind was a bit fuzzy. I think it had been a while since he'd had to deal with such matters. He decided to contact the security firm, hoping to get some answers. He knew that it was a long shot, but he had to try. After all, the alternative was to keep guessing, and he was already out of time. The phone call was a success. The security company was able to access the records, and they confirmed that the safe was indeed theirs. They had transported the safe to the ranch years ago, but the contents were a mystery even to them. Apparently, the client had specifically requested that the contents of the safe remain confidential. The security company wasn't able to provide any more information, and so the millionaire was left with more questions than answers. He looked at the safe, now more intrigued than ever. What was inside that safe? Why was it buried on his ranch? And who was trying to hide it? To be continued. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to like, comment, and share with your friends. Your support means everything to us.